Hey, hi. In this video, I will show you how to deploy Azure Function App with using GitHub Actions CICD. So here we will show you like how we need to keep the source code, folder structure and files in the GitHub so that it becomes exact as expected, files and folder structure required for Azure Function App functions. And then we also define the GitHub action workflows, which will zip that source code and deploy that into the Azure Function App. So here, what I do is, I'm going to pre-create an Azure Function App in my Azure subscription, and I'm going to show you how you need to define the GitHub action, workflow file, which will zip your source code. That is especially the Azure Function App function. Here, I will show you like how to use Python function apps, and then we will see that how does that exactly works as expected, in the sense once you zip it from the version control and then deploy into the Azure Function App with using the GitHub Actions, right? So we see that the function app function apps function getting appear as expected, and it is response to the HTTP request. Here we will also show how we can incorporate Azure SDKs for the Azure Azure Function App. All right, so with that note, let me take you to the my Azure subscription where I can show you all these configurations. So this is my RG where I have created the function app. So in this function app, we will see how we can deploy the functions, that is Azure Function App functions from the GitHub action as a CI/CD. Right now we have a function name called demo Python function. We're gonna do certain changes here, and we will see that that is replicated by the version controlled and CI/CD way of deploying the Azure functions in the Azure Function Apps. So for this demo purpose, I have created a dedicated repository in the GitHub with a name called Azure Serverless. So in this one, I have a branch, that is a main branch. And in this one, we have the workflow folder, that is .github/workflow folder. So that's where the workflow file has been defined, and then we have a functions deploy file, that is Azure Function Deploy. I have cloned this repository in my VS Code. I'm going to show you from there. So this is my VS Code where I have cloned that repository. So now what I do is I'm going to quickly walk you through this code and focusing more on some specific important aspects. First, let's see the Azure Function Deploy folder. Underneath this Azure Function Deploy folder, you need to keep four important file names. One is function_app.py file. The other one is function.json. The other one is host.json. And the fourth one is requirements.txt file. So basically here we are telling the GitHub Actions to zip these four files, create a dynamic zip and deploy that zip into the our function app so that function appears as expected. So here as this is a demo, I have created an example function_app.py file. You can see more detail how this function_app.py file gets appeared by watching how to create a functions with using VS Code. Another dedicated video on this concept from my another video. You can check it from there. For now, let me quickly walk you through here. So I'm creating a function. If you see here at app.route path, we have given the function name something like this, that is demo Python function. What I do is as part of the demo, let's change the my function name to something else. So let me change it here. So let me go to this particular path and do just to say like Python function, and the same name has to be copied to the definition of the Python as well. Remember that. So whatever the syntax that you see of this @app.route, so this is something predefined syntax from the Azure. You don't need to change it. You just have to follow it. So this function has a return type, that is function.http response, which gives a response to the your functions API invocation. Since this is an HTTP trigger function, that's the reason we have function.http request response and request. The objects are being used to retrieve the request data and give the response to that request as HTTP response like that. So you just have to use it. Okay, so I will share this codes. I will store this code in my GitHub repository, and the GitHub repository's link will be shared in this video's description. You can find it from there. So this is basically, I wanted to focus more on how you need to keep the functions_app.py file. Now quickly go to the other file, that is host.json. So this is something which defines how the function hosting environment has to be. So that is what been defined here. So you need to keep the host.json file exactly something like this. Similarly for function.json file. So functions.json file defines how the functions will be binded and how they responded. So those definitions are being defined here. If you see in the binding definition, so binding is nothing but it's an array. Within that you have a dictionary defining like how HTTPS inbound request will be and how the HTTP outbound request will be, like that. You need to keep it as expected as shown in this in this file for HTTP trigger functions. And the final one, the file is that is requirement.txt file, which is basically known to all Python developers. So you can find this Azure Functions file something like this. Alright, so with that, let me take you to the final file, that is workflow file. So this is GitHub Action workflow definition. So this is here. Let me tell you that here I'm using Azure Entry ID SPN, and that Entry ID SPN is being enabled with the OIDC Connect. To enable the OIDC Connect, I am pointing that to this particular GitHub repository and to this particular branch, that is main branch. Henceforth, my SPN has the required access, and that has OIDC authentication enabled on this particular repository. So I'm using that OIDC mechanism to authenticate my subscription and deploy the function. If you want to understand more about this one, you can watch my another dedicated video where I have created on this one. So let me quickly show you here. So this is the workflow name. Workflow dispatch, which means I'm invoking this function, I'm invoking this workflow with manual. This is the permissions that is needed for, since I'm using the OIDC Connect of GitHub. So we need to set these permissions. And then we have a job. So job is running on Ubuntu latest. So here we are checking out setting the Python. So they're all configuration you need to do here. Now let me tell you very important thing, that is how you need to basically, there are two important aspects here. One is you make sure that you do the pip install of all the prerequisite requirement.txt file, that is get download all your Python packages needed for your function. And that is where it is happening, in the sense it is actually installs the required Python modules with using the pip install and targeting to the ./.python underscore packages /lib/set packages. You need to follow exactly like this and pointing to the requirement.txt file, in the sense whatever the packages that you define in the requirement.txt file, so that will be downloaded and kept underneath this particular path. This has been purely syntactical. You need to follow as expected. And here, before you do that, you need to do a cd to the path where you have kept that requirement.txt file, something like this. And then goes the zip the Azure function folder. So here, this is the format. We're gonna do a zipping this particular the Azure function deploy, in the sense here it will clone this particular repository in the GitHub Actions, and from here it will deploy. Basically, before it deploy, it actually does the zip of the content of this particular folder, that is Azure Function App deploy. What does that contain is, basically it contains all these 4 files plus the packages which we downloaded above. And then goes the the OIDC authentication based AGCLI logging. That is what I am doing here. And then to check whether the the access to the subscription is been established or not, I'm running AGCLI command. And then down the line here, I'm not doing any magic to deploy the the zip packages of my function app, but I'm using the AGCLI, that is AZ function app deploy source equal to config. Then this is my resource group which I showed you, and this is the the name of the my function app and the zip file that we created. So basically, this video is to enable you to understand how you need to keep the Azure Function App functions folder. What are all the files, names, and conventions that you need to follow? What is the content you need to keep? And then how to invoke the basically pip install the packages, and then zip the folder, and how to deploy that folder into the zip to the Azure Function App functions. Now with this, what I do is I'm gonna go to this particular source control and do a I will gonna deploy this particular change. So here let me do like updated changes. I'm just giving some comment and syncing it upstream. Now once this has been done, I'm gonna show you the demo here. So let me take you to the upstream GitHub Actions, or basically upstream GitHub. So this is the repository where we have just now made the changes. So before I show you before I invoke the GitHub Actions, let me show you the function app. So if I go to the function app, so here the name of my Python function is demo Python function, so which we just now changed to Python function. If I show you again, if I go to the Python underscore function underscore app, so here we change to Python function. Okay, let me invoke this pipeline, and we should see that function appearing into the functions. All right, so I have just invoked it. So it will take a couple of seconds. Okay, so why I am doing, why I'm showing you this as a particular lab session here is, so Azure Function App is basically serverless. I know the code runner services. It basically runs your functions, that is code functions, and enables you to do a certain job programmatically, right? So this is basically the unit of your application, I can say. With using this unit, you can build a very complex, very simpler to very high complex serverless application can be built with using this, which is I really highly recommended to do this way. Okay, so here we are doing the the deployment, because if when you want to build your application or manage your automation with using CICD and version control, this is very very important aspect of that particular job. That's the reason I have made this a dedicated video for it. Right now you see that the deployment has gone successful. If I can show you from the top, so it has done all those tasks which we have deployed. If you see here, that is basically checking out the repository here, and then setting the Python, and then installing the requirement modules, then doing the zip deploy, then you have a lazy CLI login, then you have the agent, that is a show one, and then finally basically if you see here, so here you have the build and deploy to the Azure. Okay, so that is what we have done here. Now if I refresh it here, we should see the changes in the function. So that is what I know I'm expecting here. Here you go, right? So earlier it was demo Python function. Now the function got automatically changed. What does that mean is, we have successfully deployed the Azure Function App function, especially Python function. Now let's try to test it if it gives us a response. So I'm going to go here to the test run bucket. Test run. So remember that when you want to test it from the UI, you need to enable the chorus capability, so that it can be invocable from the UI. So since I have enabled that chorus on this Python on this Azure Function App, so it is allowing me. Right, here you go, right? So I can always get a URL and try to invoke it from the internet as well. Let me copy the master host key one. So let me copy this particular one, and then I go to the browser here, and here let me paste it that, and let's see if it responds. Here you go, right? So it responded, that is HTTP trigger, which means that we have successfully shown you the things need to be shown in this video. Finally, kind request, please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. With that note, thank you very much, and see you in the next video.